Hello everybody and welcome back to Promethean Entertainment. Today we are going to be talking about how Starfield fell a little short in my opinion, and then playing a game like Cyberpunk with its 2.0 update and its DLC made it feel so much worse. I was one of those early skeptics who didn't just immediately fall in love with Starfield. I think it was decent and I think it was an alright game, but with the weight in the studio it's coming from, come on Bethesda, it could have been taken to much greater heights. The age of that engine is starting to show.
Bruh.
And when you look at some of the systems and mechanics in their older games, even going back to Morrowind to Oblivion, the complexity of those storylines and character development, it just doesn't quite hold up for me. Before we get too deep into it, I just want to say, guys, if you do enjoy the video, consider leaving a like and maybe subscribing. We are a small channel, so every bit of engagement we get absolutely means the world to us, and we love all of you guys. Now, coming from playing a game like Baldur's Gate 3, which is still, in my opinion, game of the year by a long shot, and then, going right from Starfield to Cyberpunk, it was really jarring because they both have such rich and beautiful worlds. And come on, Baldur's Gate 3, that freaking storytelling and gameplay is just unmatched. The very first thing that struck me when I went into Liberty City DLC is that initial part of Dogtown.
That's your ammo, assault rifle, tactical gear. Too tame? Scare what we got in the bag. We got small power.
Well, you go into that city and every NPC is so diverse. Whereas when playing Starfield, there's 7, maybe 10, I feel like I'm being generous, clothing items that the NPCs wear. And none of them stand out by a long shot. They all feel like, for lack of better words, NPCs. They don't feel real. Whereas you go into Dogtown and everyone is unique. They look like they're actually living in this place. All the shop owners are interesting and cool, and the layout feels real and authentic. It feels like a thriving, well, not thriving, but a living and breathing community in town in which you are visiting. The other thing with Starfield is when you are admiring, the beauty of the world, because it is beautiful and the cities are beautiful, but you see these soulless eyes staring at you the whole time. But this is we have head tracking, and it's oh my god, that didn't work in y'all's favor, man. It's funny, sure, but it's definitely immersion breaking in a supposedly super immersive space game, right? I remember one time when I was dancing in the whatever the name of the bar is, in Neon City, and I was actually having a good time because you go dance on the floor, I was letting loose, and I was like, dude, this club looks awesome. I'm enjoying this. And then I look up and I see those eyes, those soulless eyes, reminding me that I should never let my guard down, and I'm always being watched. While Starfield does have some incredible systems like the ship building, you can board and pirate other vessels. I think that's awesome. I also think the base building was an upgrade from Fallout 4. Cyberpunk still outshined them for me. Instead of going through 5 freaking loading screens, or more if you don't have good grab drives, to travel from planet to planet to planet in solar system, it's nice to just actually drive through a city and enjoy the environment that I'm driving through to get to my destinations. I rarely used fast travel in Cyberpunk. I get it. We can't land on planets in real time, even though, other games have it, No Man's Sky. But we can't even fly from planet to planet within the same solar system. Come on, I know one chick did it, and it literally took her, it was 16 hours just to find out that you just fly through the planet. Come on, dude.
All of this just works. I'm not kidding.
For a game that's supposed to be so revolutionary and the space game of, the century, we can't do a lot of things that most normal modern space games have today. One thing I will give Starfield is I think Bethesda did their romance options much better than Cyberpunk. At the very least, you have more options. You have, 5 or 6, and one female romance for Mel V is a little weak in my opinion. They definitely should have added more from the DLC, but Cyberpunk characters feel so good. The texts and the calls and catching up in between missions makes you feel like you're actually growing a relationship with these characters, whether it's romantic or not. And Judy's always looked like that. I definitely didn't download a mod or anything. The story for Cyberpunk also hits harder for me. Sure, beating the main story ends the game, but that's okay. Reload a save and continue playing in your world as your V. You know, the whole replay a game 20 times and the game gets good after 30 hours argument just doesn't sell me, right? Why would I spend all the time in the shipbuilding and building an outpost or, you know, whatever, spend 20 hours doing anything if the whole point of the game is to beat it and keep replaying it to get what amounts to 9 different universes and a few extra dialogue choices between each playthrough? Sure, it's funny jumping in to see the Constellation be a bunch of kids, but not really enough for me to be like, yeah, let me lose this ship that I spent X amount of hours building and love. Not worth it. I do believe when Starfield gets true mod support in like a year from now, especially considering the mods we already have, it will be the game we dreamed of. It will be the space game, and I do believe this game will be played for 10 years plus. But should Bethesda really keep banking on free labor from fans to fix their games? And I say free labor, and it's true from mods, and they're probably going to end up monetizing them later anyway. Cyberpunk may have released in a horrible state, but at least CD Projekt Red admitted their faults and worked hard for over 2 years to fix their game and release a killer DLC all in the same time. Bethesda, well, Todd Howard to be more specific, just brushes off most criticism, tells us to upgrade your PCs.
Why did you not optimize this game for PC?
We did. It's running great. It is a next-gen PC game. Upgrade your PC.
How about you upgrade your engine, Todd? I'm going to cool it down before I absolutely rant your ear off. But with that, I would love to hear y'all's thoughts. Have you experienced similar feelings about Starfield? I think a lot of people started with rose-colored glasses, and those have kind of been taken off. Do you think the game might have been received differently if it hadn't released around such incredible RPGs? Again, Baldur's Gate 3. Amazing. Or do you think it's actually the game that they promised and that they delivered on it? Share your opinions, thoughts, comments down below. Like, I'm really curious to see other people's perspectives on it, and especially with the comparisons to games around. But that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. It means the absolute world to us. Again, we love you, and may your quest be epic and your loot be legendary. Happy gaming, people.